Hey guys, this is Rajor Shishom. So welcome to another session on the mindset series. So today we are going to be talking about an important bias that people have. I would say that that's like prevalent across like most retail investors, which is the ignorance bias. Now, most retail investors that I have come across in my journey in the market have mostly told me कि like long term में पैसा बनता है. You make a lot of money in the long run. You can build a lot of wealth. They give me calculations like, sorry, that if you're making 15% CAGR for 15 years, starting with X amount every month, you will get to 1 CR or 2 CR. Okay. The problem with this mindset here is कि like, the person doesn't know whether he'll be surviving for 15, 20, 30 years. So say, for example, if you're a 30-year-old, right? And you have this kind of mindset कि at the end of 60 years or at the end of 70 years, मैं उतना पैसा बना लूंगा. The whole point is by that point, you might not even be in a position to walk on your own. You might be on a wheelchair, right? So किसने उतना आगे देखा है, correct? So that's a bias that people have. Okay, like, because see, these kind of equations are very easy to do on an Excel sheet. Go to anybody and give them a 40-year ka plan, and the person will be sold, right? Mostly Indian financial fund managers are actually doing all these things because they believe like when I say these kind of things, I mean, see, it's nothing wrong in all these things. But having said that, you lose out on your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. What are you going to do? You're going to spend like the best years of your life not taking advantage of the market. You're just going to like wait for 65 to come and 75 to come. And like, let me tell you one thing, like on a personal note, like I lost a couple of friends during COVID, right? They were 28, 29, and 30. So किसने उतना आगे देखा है? 30 years किसने देखा है? So when a person comes and tells you ना कि like 30 years, 40 years में इतना बनेगा, that is nothing but exhibiting ignorance on his part, because that person knows he can't deliver for you on a year-on-year basis. The person, that's why, has to give you such a big timeline that you don't keep track of what he's trying to do to you, let's say every 6 months or every 12 months. That's point number one. Second is, let's come to the mindset of the investor. Okay, the investor believes that he doesn't have to study anything, he doesn't have to learn anything. He will just put an SIP and he's going to build a lot of wealth. Now, there is nothing right and wrong in this mindset. Okay, let me tell you this. But the problem is this: say, for example, you want to outperform in the market, you want financial freedom through stock market investing. You want to, let's say, for example, enjoy your 40s with your family, travel the world with them. Taking, for example, let's say today you're of my age, I'm 33. So say, for example, you want your financial freedom by 40. Okay, because you understand that thing like, if I am like 63, I can't look that far ahead, right? Matlab, as I told you, like you don't even know whether you'll be alive or not. और उस टाइम पे भी आप किस हालत में रहोगे वो भी आपको पता नहीं है, right? But you can think 35 to 40, right? So let's take 40, let's take 7 years ka time. So in 7 years time, if you need your financial freedom, starting with, let's say, a small base, do you think you can give your money to anybody, and anybody, just because somebody is telling you okay, like, you know, this ye sahi hai, wo galat hai, okay, you can get your financial freedom? No, you won't be able to make anything substantial and significant from the stock market. Yes, you will build wealth. Okay, yes, you will get a 10, 12, 13, 14. So 13, 14% CAGR is what am I saying. So say, for example, you put your money in a Nifty index fund. It's nothing wrong, right? But Nifty index won't help you to make anything significant from in life. So जब तक वो significant का wealth बनेगा, तब तक आपका मतलब 20s से 50s चला जाएगा. If you are okay with this, absolutely fine. But the problem I see with retail investors is like they would stay put in that ignorance wala mode, and they would want to do something significant in the stock market. But that doesn't happen. If you want something significant in the stock market, you have to learn equity research. You have to be in the game. You have to deploy that capital that, let's say, for example, you just cannot afford to lose. Okay, so the story here is this: you have to be passionate about the market. You have to be in the market. I mean, a significant chunk of your net worth should be in the stock market, like, which is like maintained by you, not giving it away to 10 mutual funds. Then you give yourself a chance to, let's say, get a retirement at 40, right? When I say retirement, I mean, I say that financial freedom. You don't maybe not have to work for money, but This gives you a chance. If you are in equity research, if you are learning, if you are building your portfolio, you take concentrated bets. But having said that, if you're ignorant, okay, then you never have the chance to do this. Then you have to work till retirement, and retirement ke baad you can take your corpus and you can think about other things in life. The point is there is no right or wrong here. Like for me, it was more about getting my financial freedom early. It wasn't about ke like, okay, let me give up on life and let's see ke 50 tak kya hota hai. So for me, that's ignorance. So जितना ignorant है fund manager आपका, वो उतना आपको आगे का दिखाएगा and Warren Buffett का सोचाएगा. So think about this. If you talk to Warren Buffett today, okay, Warren Buffett will be discussing businesses with you, right? Whereas your fund manager doesn't know anything about a business. Okay, your financial planner will come to you and he will only say things like, he'll sit with an Excel sheet, he'll do this kind of calculations. But he isn't talking business. He isn't giving you any opportunities, right? He's just telling you, okay, like put your money here for the next 25 years, you're going to do something. But utna aage kisne dekha hai? That's the first point. Second point is, like, if you don't take any risk in your life, right, you won't go down. That's fine. I completely understand that. So there won't be any downside to, let's say, investing in an FD, ELSS, mutual funds. There is no downside. But let me tell you, there is very limited upside as well. On the other hand, let's say, for example, if you're in active investing, if you let's say think like, okay, I need my financial freedom within the next 5 years, within the next 7 years. For that, you have to take more risks. And how is it more risk? By taking more concentrated bets, by putting most of your money in a very few stocks. Because only through concentration can you beat Nifty. Can you even beat Nifty by buying a mutual fund? No. So Nifty का जो rate है, the whole country का जो GDP growth है, आपका वही rate मिलने वाला है. And inflation is also going in that same rate. So you aren't going to outperform anybody, right? So that means your lifestyle is not going to increase unless and until you get a very high package from a company and then you like pull it through. Let's say your annual CTC is 1 CR. Then you're done. You work for 5 years, 7 years, and you're done. But most people don't have an annual CTC of 1 CR. Their salaries between 5 lakh, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs. If they follow the Nifty, just follow the Nifty, listen to a financial planner who's giving them that 30-year ka, story. That means literally that person will only grow with the growth of the nation. So when he is like in his 20s and in his 30s and in his 40s, there can be many an occasion when that person might want to leave his job and do something on his own, right? You can only do something on your own if you have financial freedom. So for me, I use the stock market to achieve something in my life. I just don't want to use the stock market to just do for the sake of doing it because everybody else is doing it. See, it's good for business. So if you're a financial planner today, you're probably going to get 500 clients preaching these things. Okay, like invest for the long term, then other concepts like, other things that I hear is like peaceful investing, sleep well at night. Yes, you will sleep well at night, but you will never outperform as well. So it's like that. It's like a person who wants to do something very, very sick. It's like take let's say Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli has to play, let's say, a World Cup semi-final or a World Cup final in front of, let's say, millions of people. And can you go and tell him, like, peacefully bat karo? Nahi. He takes all the heat. That's why he's Virat Kohli. A passive investor is that guy who is in the stadium, but he's a spectator. So a spectator can have fun watching Virat Kohli. A commentator can also make some money by watching a Virat Kohli. But they will not lead the life of a Virat Kohli. And they will also not make money anywhere close to Virat Kohli. So all I'm trying to say is this. If you are okay being a spectator, lower your expectations. Then you don't need to learn equity research. I mean, I run this equity research program. You don't need to join. You don't need to learn anything. Why? Just go and buy a Nifty index and you're good. But having said that, I have seen most retail investors have huge expectations from the market. But the problem is they don't want to learn. They, what they do is they have some few lakh rupees. They take that money and put that in 50 stocks and they think it's a game. So every day they just, go to money control and scroll up and scroll down and see kitna upar gaya, kitna niche gaya. The point is they don't understand, they're just bloody wasting their time because they have too many stocks. They have no idea where those stocks are, what is happening, and they just look at a green and a red signal. Okay. So उस तरह से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Second thing, I have met so many people who would come and tell me कि like I want financial freedom in the stock market, but then that person has invested in 10 mutual funds. उसमें से सारे mutual funds में has those nifty stocks giving you, let's say, 10-12% का CAGR in earnings. Now, my point to you is this: if you believe in something, you must act accordingly. So if you tell me like, no, I love what am I doing? I am going to be, today I'm in a job and I want to be working till 60 for the next 30 years. Then your focus should be completely on your project, on your company, right? On your work at hand. And whatever money you make, ensure that you put that in a Nifty fund. But most people I see today in this recent world keep come and telling me like, कि भाई long term में तो मेरे से ये job नहीं होने वाला है. So I need to quit and do something of my own, right? I need my financial freedom. I need control over my time. But for that, you need to act accordingly. You need to learn equity research. You need to track businesses. You need to have a concentrated portfolio. And then you give yourself a chance. See, I'm using the word chance. There is no guarantee in the world. Even let me tell you, Nifty stock maybe Yes Bank tha, and that fell 95%. So हिंदुस्तान मोटर्स देख लो या आप यस बैंक देख लो, ऐसा कोई श्योरिटी भी नहीं है कि लॉन्ग टर्म में आपका निफ्टी भी पैसा बनाएगा. Look at what happened to Japan. So today, if you compare the Nifty of Japan with the Nifty of Japan in 1989, let me tell you, the Nifty of Japan today is still 25% below what it was back in 1989. So if you were an index investor who invested in 1989, you're still at a loss. You're still at a loss of 25%. Can you imagine? So long term mein, just by blindly putting money also doesn't guarantee you any returns. ये भी एक myth है. Whatever you're checking, you're looking at the past and you think the future will be just equal to the past. That is not how the world works. Or else we would have never had something like a pandemic. So long story short, if you would ask me, there are two kinds of people. There should be two kinds of people in this market. First kind should be the one who would say, like, I am not involved in the market. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to learn anything. So I have a 10% CAGR expectation. That's fine. That person is happy. Okay. There's no wrong with such a mindset. The second mindset is, I want my financial freedom. I want a 25 to 30% CAGR on my portfolio. That is, I want to double my money every 3 years. For that, the person cannot put in all his money in mutual funds and index funds and think, okay, like, okay, I can do that. It's impossible. It's practically impossible because they will make you buy the whole jungle. The whole country cannot grow at 30% for your portfolios to grow at 30%. For that, you need to buy 5, 10, maybe even less than 10 stocks and track those businesses and understand opportunity cost, which I teach my members and mentees in the equity research program. Because we believe in active investing. We believe in building wealth. And we don't preach things like 30 saal mein long term mein paisa ban jayega. How do you know that? Nobody knows that. So a person who lacks knowledge, lacks information would tell you to diversify. A person who doesn't want to learn, a person who just wants to grow his business. Let's say, for example, YouTube ka channel khol liya. Then let's say, for example, he would come on media, right? Aaj to media walo ko you can pay and you can get an interview. You can publish something. So these kind of things like peaceful investing, get rich slow, ये सब पढ़ने में अच्छा लगता है. Ikigai, it's great, पढ़ो. But applicable कितना है वो पूछो अपने आप को. Do you think 5 साल पहले से when you started your SIP, where are you today? And where will you be 5 years down the line? Do you have any goal with your money? Do you have any targets? If you don't have any targets with your money, you will never achieve any kind of even a semblance of hope bhi nahi rahega of, let's say, quitting your job at 40 and then, let's say, for example, starting something of your own. Hoga hi nahi. And then what happens is you go into debt. Fir credit card, personal loan aa jata hai. So when you actually turn 40, you might think like, okay, fine, my net worth at 40 is lower than what my net worth was at 25. So we have to continue what we are doing today. So see, at the end of the day, ignorance is a very, very bad thing. And let me tell you, all the ignorant people in the stock market today, whether you're an advisor or you are a, I don't know, you're a mutual fund distributor or you're a financial planner, जितना ignorance है उतना diversify करने को बोलेगा, उतना निफ्टी बोलेगा, और उतना आपको ये बोलेगा कि लॉन्ग टर्म देखो, 30 साल देखो, 40 साल देखो. बट व्हाट 40 साल, अगर आपको पता नहीं है कि 6 महीने बाद और 12 महीने बाद आप टिकने वाले हो कि नहीं, राइट? सो स्टॉक मार्केट को एक अपॉर्चुनिटी की तरह देखो. यूज इट एज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी सेट. डोंट यूज इट लाइक अ प्रोविडेंट फंड इन अ यू नो, लाइक अ प्रोविडेंट फंड कि ठीक है मैंने चालू कर दिया. सो आई होप के आई कुड मेक सम सेंस. So please reach out to me if you have any other queries. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.